morning. Today we are going to see our last experiment, which is voice over IP. The objective is to understand how internet can be used as telephone network and to implement it using packet tracer. What is VoIP? VoIP is an acronym for voice over internet protocol, or in more common terms, phone service over the internet. VoIP using an IP phone can be connected via IP phone, Ethernet, router, internet via VoIP service providers. The idea is to use the internet as a telephone network with some additional capabilities. Instead of communicating over a circuit switch network, this application allows communication between two parties over the packet switch network. Here, the two protocols are designed to handle such kind of a communication. One is SIP, that is Session Initiation Protocol, and H.323. Here we are not going to discuss about the protocols directly. We are going to design this particular application using packet tracer. It founds a lot of applications. Traditional telephone applications such as outbound call center applications and IVR applications are normally running on this VoIP concept. Okay, call center is the most popular application. And why we have to use the VoIP? Why not the telephone networks? So the simple reason behind this is lower cost and increased functionalities, which is very much required in such kind of an applications. So now let us see how it will be designed. So the topology required for such kind of an application is shown over here. We'll be having a router connected to switch, and via which number of telephones, which will be IP phones of course, will be connected together. So here in our topology, we have considered 3 telephone networks, or say 3 IP phones are connected. So we are going to provide the IP address, because on internet each and every device, which may be anything, will be only identified with the respective IP address only. So we are going to configure all these things using command interface, and we are going to display, or we are going to use some commands to handle this kind of a communication. So first of all, we have to configure the interface related to router. So obviously for a router, default gateway has to be provided. So we will use this following command, and we will configure the fast Ethernet interface with some given address, IP address, and obviously one note for us, that is, don't forget to enable the interface with the no shutdown command. Otherwise, every time we have to write this command whenever we are opening this particular file. Once we write this particular no shutdown, it will be activated always. So whenever you will open the file, all the network will automatically get connected. So that's why it is very much important. So via this particular command interface, what we are doing, we are first of all enabling the router, and we are configuring the terminal interface fast Ethernet with an IP address of 192.168.10.1, and the mask, subnet mask, is 255.255.255.0. Then we need to provide the DHCP pool, so that the IP address will be provided to every IP phone which will be connected to our network. Okay, so via router itself, now we will do that. So router will now act as our DHCP server, which will be providing the IP addresses to each and every IP phone which will be connected in our network. So the commands used will be following. We have to first of all configure this particular router to pick the DHCP pool. So we will creating the DHCP pool for the voice communication, and the default gateway will be provided. Okay, and from this we will be providing the IP addresses. Also, we have to activate the option 150, which is mandatory to utilize this kind of a service for voice over IP. So these are some important tips that we need to remember. After that, we will be providing the call manager express telephony service on this router. So simply we will be mentioning how many devices we are going to connect, earphones we are going to connect, and from where the IP address of this particular earphones will be starting, which port number we are going to refer, that will be mentioned over here. Okay, so these are the commands, set of commands that will be defining all these functionalities. And currently we will be utilizing only maximum 5 IP phones. You can increase that, but for simplicity I have kept it 5, and we are going to only utilize 3 of them. Then we are going to configure the switch, which will be taking the commands from IP phones and towards router. So we will apply following configuration on switch interface, and it will separate the voice and data traffic in different VLANs on that particular switch. So this will be the command interface that will be run on the switch. After that, we have to check the configuration. Before that, we have to configure the IP phone also. Before configuring the IP phone, we have to first of all switch on those IP phones. Once we switch on that IP phone, then we will be start with the configuring of that IP phone. Once we configure it via router, then every earphone will get the specific number which we have provided. So this is for one IP phone. Now as many IP phones we are going to connect, for that many IP phones these many steps will be repeated. So currently we have connected say 3 IP phones, so these 2 steps will be repeated thrice. So ephone -dn1, then we will provide the number say 111, you can take any number. Then we will say exit. Again we will call this command ephone -dn2, and we will provide the another number, that is say 222 for my configuration what I have done. Right? Then once again for third one ephone -dn3, then number 333. Okay, so as many earphones you are going to connect, that many times these steps will be repeated, which are mentioned in your write-up as well. Then we will be verifying this particular configuration. Okay, and once we verify this particular configuration, we can see that each and every IP phone is getting these numbers which we have provided, and from one IP phone we can make a call to another IP phone. So now let us move to the packets tracer itself and see how it can be implemented. So let's move over there. So let's see how it will be implemented. So choose the appropriate router mentioned by this particular configuration. So let's go to the configuration and check. Okay, so 2811 is the appropriate router that we need to utilize. So here it is. Then which switch we need to utilize? We need to use this switch. So check it in the configuration which switch we want, 296024TT. So let us take that particular switch. So we don't want this, so let's delete it. Okay, so where is our, so this will be taken. Then we want IP phones, so let's take IP phones. How many we will take? Say 3 IP phones we will use. Now connect this. Now if you see the IP phones, see this adapter we need to connect to every IP phone. So pick like this and switch it on like this. Okay, so we will do it for every IP phone. connect like this, so your IP phone will be switched on. Okay. Yeah. Later, here you need to start doing your execution. So you need to write the commands over here in this particular command line interface for router as well as for switch. So we have already seen which commands we need to utilize in the PowerPoint presentation. So you can see as soon as we have switched on this particular IP phones, everything is getting connected. So those amber lights are now glowing into green. So I have already designed this, so directly we will check that. Okay. Before moving that, you can see this GUI that it is configuring VLANs, because we have not completed the configuration part. So you will see like that. Once we complete this, here we can see the numbering. Okay, so directly I am showing you now the final version what we have created. So let us open it. Okay, so this is the network which I have already created. Okay, so these numbers are already given by me. As we will open it, again it will start configuring the IP phone. Once it will get created, then once everything gets green, we can see the number appearing over here. So let's wait till this particular network is becoming green. So yes, it is glowing green. You can see that. Yes. So now this network is activated. So we wait for the configuration. Yes, so configuration is over. You can see that for this phone number, the number which I have provided is 222. Similarly, for say this phone, the number provided is 333. So now let's make a call and check whether our network is working or not. Okay, so now two phones we are having number 333 and 222. So from one phone we will make a call to another phone. So let's say from phone number 222 we will pick the receiver. Now it will ask to enter the number 333. So call is made to the IP phone number 333. Once we pick up the receiver, we can see both these calls are getting connected. So that means using these simple commands, we can use the internet for voice communication as well. And this is the simple strategy that has been used. Once again, we will check for another IP phone as well. So let us take 111, and from 111 now we will make a call for say 222. Okay, so we'll pick the receiver and we'll make a call to 222. Yeah, it was engaged. It was busy. So I hope you are observing that. Now I have kept the receiver, so I need to redial the things. Okay, so I will now start entering. Yeah, so now our phone will be picked up. It is ringing. We can pick it up. Yes, once we have picked up, you can see over here that we have connected to 222, and here we can see that the call is from the phone number 111. So this is showing how internet can be utilized for voice communication. Okay, so all of you have to implement the same. All the instructions are provided in your write-up as well. So by looking at this video, try to utilize this particular experiment. Okay, thank you.